Call is now being recorded.
Okay. You're able to see the slides?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Today we will be discussing on respiratory system. This is a part 3 of a respiratory system MCQs. In this, today I will discuss about chronic bronchitis, emphysema, and bronchiectasis. These topics are focused. Huh?
Yes, sir.
First, the most predictive dangerous side effect of propranolol in COPD patients. What is it? So if you give propranolol
Sir,
to patient,
Acute asthmatic attack, sir.
asthma
yeah,
in it's contraindicated in asthmatic attacks, sir. Attacks on beta
because
2
it can
receptor
precipitate this.
Beta
plus
blocker, sir. It
Beta
resistance.
causes
blocker.
bronchoconstriction.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that to non-specific beta blockers.
Yes, sir.
In non-specific beta blockers, they can precipitate asthmatic attack, acute asthmatic attack. That's why it is to be avoided. And these are the drugs which are to be bit carefully used in asthma and COPD. Aspirin, be careful. Beta adrenergic blockers, and this tartrazine, coloring agent, and sulfating agents. You should know avoid. You should not
Yes,
try to
sir.
use them. Okay. 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 You should avoid them. So the second question is drugs to be delivered by nebulizer. What should be the size of the droplet to make them reach up to the lower airways?
Less
Hmm?
than 5. It should be.
Less than
Yeah, yeah, less than 5. What happens to these? Well,
Sir, 5.
these things
Yes, sir.
they don't reach. So if the size of the particle droplet is between 10 to 15, due to the high momentum, they'll go and hit the posterior pharyngeal wall and they settle there. Upper airways only they settle due to their momentum itself. In between 2.5 to 10, they deposit somewhere in the upper tracheobronchial tree, and less than that, they go to lower airways.
Lower.
So the
Yes,
lower
sir.
the droplet size will go down. Okay. Then
Yes,
is
sir.
what is Reed's index? Hmm?
Sir,
Uh,
Hmm?
it's a thickness of the mucous gland to thickness of the bronchial wall ratio, sir.
Yeah, submucosa
so
to
measures
rest
the
of the body.
hypertrophy of mucus
Hmm.
secreting glands.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
the mucous secreting
Hypertrophy of
hypertrophy
mucus.
basically. And in fact, it that is where you get it. Which condition?
Sir,
Chronic bronchitis, sir.
chronic bronchitis, it's most
chronic
suggestive, sir.
bronchitis.
Yeah,
Most
More
suggestive.
chronic.
suggestive.
More than
What?
0.45, sir.
Yeah, more than
0,
0.4
0.
is up. No, okay. So this measures the hypertrophy of mucus secreting glands and
Yes,
submucosa.
sir.
And in the cartilaginous airways. Okay. Ratio thickness of the mucous gland layer to the thickness of the bronchial wall it is. Normal is up to this much. More than this is suggestive of mucous gland hyperplasia. And its duration correlates with the severity and duration sputum production of chronic bronchitis. More longer history and more severe disease and amount of production sputum it correlates well. This index. Higher
Yes,
the
sir.
index, more severe, more longer, more sputum. That's what it predicts. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
All of the following are true about chronic bronchitis except
Like the
predominant
dyspnea
symptom
is
is
not a predominant syndrome, sir. I mean, it can occur in a long-standing case, but it's not the predominant syndrome.
It's only, sir.
Syndrome.
Yes, sir. It's just emphysema that is the predominant symptoms is the dyspnea, sir. But chronic bronchitis cough is the predominant symptoms.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
But
in a
dyspnea
chronic
can occur
bronchitis,
in long-standing, sir.
okay, it can happen, but given a choice, cough
It's not the
is
predominant.
here more, whereas
Yes.
in emphysema it is dyspnea. That's what it is. These are called blue
Blue
bloaters.
blotters,
These are called
pink puffers.
pink puffers.
Coughers.
Hmm. Hmm. So chronic bronchitis are cyanotic, whereas emphysemas are
Yes,
hypoxic.
sir.
I mean, the acyanotic, of course, correct. Chronic bronchitis are hypercapnic. This
Yes,
is
sir.
type to respiratory failure, chronic bronchitis. Emphysema, you get type 1 respiratory failure.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
That's what. I'll come to that later. So a patient of chronic bronchitis, they do not have complaint of this. What is the definition of a chronic bronchitis?
Sir, it is the presence of cough with sputum production for consecutive 3 months in a consecutive 2 years, sir.
Not
There's
consecutive 2 years.
inflammation.
At least 3 months in a year for consecutive 2 years.
Yes,
So
sir.
cough with expectoration for 3 months in 2 consecutive years. Okay.
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
So consecutive 2 years, not consecutive 3 months. Okay. Huh?
Yes, sir.
It is consecutive 2 years. Okay. Your total cough with expectoration should be for 3 months in a year. Okay. Of course, you have to rule out asthma there. Asthma, bronchiectasis, all should be ruled out before diagnosing chronic bronchitis. Okay. Or tuberculosis, for example. Sometimes they can confuse with this. Okay. Those conditions are ruled out, then you should diagnose chronic bronchitis.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So chronic bronchitis basically sputum disease. You get sputum. There is no dry chronic bronchitis. Okay.
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Dry cough is not
Yes,
a
sir.
sign of chronic bronchitis. Predominant symptom is dyspnea, likely, also known as blue lotus.
Yes,
DLCO
sir.
is normal here, whereas in M5 SEMA it is decreased.
Decreased, sir.
Okay. No, DLCO is decreased there. Patients are usually obese. This is obese. Huh? What is spelling of obese? OBSE. I don't know what are it. Huh? They are obese spelling. Obese, correct? Obese.
Yes. Yes.
This is correct. Patients are usually obese, whereas emphysema patients are slender. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Emphysema patients are slender,
Slender, slender, sir.
whereas chronic bronchitis are obese. So in this is the accept answer. So you should tick this. Hmm? I'll come to. Okay. This is a table that shows the difference between these two. So bronchitis, chronic bronchitis is blue blotter, emphysema is pink fever. This is defined clinically, that is 3 months, 2 years. This is pathological. There is a destruction of alveolar septa and
Yes, sir.
hyperinflation of the lungs with the barrel-shaped chest here.
Yes, sir.
It is more like pathological. Emphysema. Cough is predominant. Dyspnea is predominant. There is cyanosis, no cyanosis. In fact, there can be pink skin. Okay. Hypercapnia and type 2 respiratory failure here. Hypoxia and type 1 respiratory failure.
Yes, sir.
And these people develop right heart failure. Of course, there is a barrel-shaped chest here. These people don't usually get right heart failure. So this is the most common right heart failure. Okay. Obesity
Yes,
is a chronic bronchitis, under are emphysema. Crackles and wheezes are there. What is oversight?
The inward
sir.
movement of the lower cage
Inward,
instead of
Yes, sir.
lower
outward.
inward
Lower
movement
ribs,
of the lower
lower
lip
rib
cage during
cage.
inspiration.
Instead of
Paradoxical.
outward.
That is because of flattening of the diaphragm.
Diaphragm.
Yes,
The diaphragm becomes flattened due to enlarged lungs, and there is a
enlarged lungs.
paradoxical lower cage inward movement during inspiration.
Inspiration.
That is oversight. It is seen in emphysema.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Decrease FEV1 and this. Of course, these are all decreased here. TLC initially it is normal, whereas TLC is increased and RV is increased. What happens to vital capacity?
Uh,
Sir,
increase, sir.
vital capacity increased, sir.
Why man? RV has increased, vital capacity will not increase.
Oh,
TLC
yes,
is
sir.
increased because of what is what is
Uh,
vital capacity? Huh? So vital capacity, it won't increase. All increases because of TLC's increases due to RV. In fact, vital capacity may sometimes decrease also. Vital capacity is not increased in emphysema. Huh? Huh? Got it?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Hello. Vital capacity means active breathable volume of the lung it is.
Yes, sir.
Residual air is more in the lungs. That's why TLC has increased, but vital capacity won't increase. In fact, it can decrease. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
Yes, sir.
RV by TLC will not increase. The vital capacity has also increased proportionally. Huh? Okay. DLC normal. Okay. DLCO normal. This is decreased here. The destruction of lung is there. Na? That's why carbon dioxide doesn't flow. Which type of intrinsic lung disease the DLCO will increase?
Good pasture. And alveolar hemorrhage.
Okay, otherwise, DLC is normal in restrictive kind of disease with extra parenchymal lung diseases. Okay. You're getting that point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, which of the following is the least common bacteria responsible for acute exacerbation of COPD, chronic bronchitis?
Staph aureus.
Staph aureus, sir.
Staph aureus is not. Okay. Enterobacteria and Pseudomonas also can cause. Remember
Yes,
that
sir.
apart from these three, Enterobacteria and
Pseudomonas.
Pseudomonas both are known to cause exacerbation of COPD. This is not. So this is the answer. All the following are true about emphysema except. So do you get cyanosis?
Yes.
No, sir.
Yeah,
No,
no,
sir.
no.
I told
No,
pink
sir.
skin, yeah.
No, sir.
Red, na?
Pink purple.
Pink
Pink
one.
skin
Pink
it is.
purple, sir.
Pink purple. They will be hyperventilating, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hyperinflated,
Hyperinflated.
they are slender.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is answer. You will do this mistake. That's why I put it. Oversight. Where you get?
Emphysema.
Chronic bronchitis. That is paradoxical inward movement of lower lip cage during inspiration. That is seen in chronic bronchitis. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
not chronic bronchitis. Where you get? Emphysema. Because in chronic bronchitis, lung volumes will not increase and flattening of diaphragm is not there here. Whereas in emphysema, there is a flattening of diaphragm. That's why you get emphysema overside. Okay, this is not okay.
Yes, sir.
I told you wrong answer. This is the correct answer. Okay, emphysema.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So, what are gold criteria? Gold criteria is used to categorize the severity of lung diseases. So, gold criteria very COPD represented by it is gold criteria severe COPD. Sorry, it is question is severe is wrong on question. It is in gold criteria severe COPD is represented by very severe. Otherwise, okay, very severe COPD. Yes, it should be very severe COPD is represented by. Okay, what? So FEV1 is less than 0.7, 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. All have got this FEV1. Okay, but in only one. Okay, so this is not like all of them have got 0.7 now. Okay, now we'll come to this. FEV1 is less than or equal to 30%. Less than or more than 30% and equal but less than 50%. This is 50%, 50 to 80 and more than 80. So if FEV1 is so severity of COPD, more severe. What happens to FEV1? More severe the FEV1, more severe the disease, FEV1 reduces further. So when you want to call it a very severe, so this is the choice. That means
Yes, sir.
here the FEV1 there is a gross reduction, 30%. Here it is between 30 to 50%. Here it is between 50 to 80%. Here it is 80%. So this is actually mild, moderate. Sorry, I'll write it here. See, this is very
Severe.
severe. This is
Severe.
severe. This is
Moderate.
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 This
Mild.
mild. Okay, that's how the COPD severity is characterized. Okay, same thing I put it in table. See the step 1, 2, 3, 4, mild, moderate, severe, and very severe. Okay, So in mild means it is more than 80%. 50 to 80% is moderate. More than that is here it is 30 to 50%. The last is this. Of course, if the FEV1 is less than 50 and more than 30, but if there is a uh, respiratory failure, then also you can call it very severe. If it
Yes,
is,
sir.
okay, that also criteria. One more criteria is for very severe. In emphysema patients with bullous lesions, which is the best investigation for measuring lung volume?
Gas dilation.
Gas dilutions.
So in emphysema, what is the basic problem here? In emphysema, what is the basic problem?
Enlargement of the air spaces.
Yeah, RV is increased, right? Residual volume is increased there. So it is a obstructive disease. One thing. Okay. So this I will come to DLCO will not give you the bullous lesion. As such, it is reduced in emphysema. Okay. Transdiaphragmatic pressure also not useful. What is this gas dilution and body plethysmography? What are the gases used for gas dilution? Helium and nitrogen. Nitric oxide, sorry. Helium is used, Helium or nitrogen it is?
Hydrogen maybe, sir.
Yeah, nitrogen, correct. Not nitric oxide. Helium and nitrogen used for gas dilution technique. Gas dilution technique is good for restrictive lung diseases. Okay. Whereas
Okay,
body
sir.
plethysmography both for obstructive and restrictive, it is useful. Body plethysmography. And gas dilution will miss bulle because they also trap air. So the gas dilution will not be able to give the exact parameter, whereas the body plethysmography is useful for both obstructive and restrictive, as well as they will be able to estimate the bulle. So
Okay.
body plethysmography is best for bullous with obstructive as well as restrictive lung diseases. Gas
Okay.
dilution is only for restrictive lung
Yes,
diseases.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You see some videos are there in YouTube how they actually check body plethysmography, and I think so I'll put the link tonight. You can go through those videos on YouTube. I saw that you'll be able to see because these techniques are not done routinely in many of the medical colleges, so you would have not seen them. So I'll give you some links of the videos. You can just have a vision of them. Okay.
Okay,
Gas
sir.
dilution technique, yeah, I've done same thing here. Helium and nitrogen dilutions are used accurately for restricted lung diseases. Underestimate trapped air in air. Okay, whereas it is both for body plethysmography, both for restrictive and obstructive. Measures all the gas in the thorax, including bulle. Bronchiectasis is common in which lobe?
Lower lobe, left lower lobe.
Yeah, bronchiectasis is common in left lower lobe. Okay. What is the bronchiectasis?
Irreversible enlargement, sir.
Sir, irreversible permanent dilatation
Yeah,
of the bronchi.
irreversible permanent
Damage to
dilatation of bronchi. Okay, that is bronchiectasis. So that is very common in left lower lobe. You should know that,
Yes, sir.
If it involves this lobe, what it is called?
Tuberculosis.
Yeah, what it is called? Brooks syndrome. I think so. I have a question on that. Okay, I'll show you that question. There's one question on that. Okay, I'll show it. Yeah, that's it. Brooks syndrome. Brooks syndrome is bronchiectasis sicca. What is bronchiectasis sicca means? Spelling is wrong here.
Sir, there is no sputum.
It is SICCA, na?
Yes, sir. SICCA.
Okay, sicca. Bronchiectasis sicca means no sputum.
No sputum.
No sputum in a bronchiectasis patient, but there can be hemoptysis.
Cough.
Hemoptysis will be there. Okay, that is bronchiectasis sicca. That can be a complication of bronchiectasis. Okay, then what is middle lobe bronchiectasis? Of which side? Left or right side?
Or
Middle lobe bronchiectasis. Left or right side?
right.
Why not left? Huh? There are left side. There are only two lobes. Yeah. There is no third lobe here.
Oh yes,
Huh?
sir. Yes, sir.
I tried to confuse you. Huh? Huh? Okay. There is no third middle lobe on the left side. Only on right side of the lung there are three lobes. Middle lobe is there. So middle lobe is otherwise it is right. Always it is right side. Okay. It is called due to tuberculosis right middle lobe. Bronchiectasis is called Brooks syndrome.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is Gardner syndrome?
Sir, it's a genetic disorder.
What is
There
hereditary
is
disorder? Okay. Very good.
abnormal cilia lining of the respiratory epithelium and situs inversus.
Dextrocardia with situs inversus could be there. Of course, there can be many more things. This can be, what else can be there in that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Means I'm asking what else is there in that Kartaka syndrome? Are they infertile? Will you read about Kartnagar syndrome and tell me tomorrow?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Because there can be a question on that. Situs, why there is situs inversus there? Cilia is not there. There is actually rotation of the gut. It doesn't rotate. So because of that, situs inversus persists. And there can be associated with dextrocardia. Heart and gut rotate in different, they don't rotate together. Okay. There can be situs inversus with levocardia. Situs solidus with dextrocardia. Got it? Situs solidus means normal. With levocardia is normal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Situs inversus with levocardia can be there. Situs inversus with dextrocardia be there. This is complete reversal. Okay, situs inversus dextrocardia is complete rotation. But situs inversus levocardia can also be there. Can be there. Similarly, situs solidus with levocardia is normal. Situs solidus with dextrocardia can also be there. There are four possibilities. With heart. About
Yes, sir.
levocardia, dextrocardia, solidus, and inversus. Okay. You should know that. You can ask. Sarcoidosis is similar to tuberculosis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But that is not the cause. Okay. Which of the following is not a complication of bronchiectasis?
Lung cancer.
Lung cancer, sir.
Lung cancer.
So lung cancer. Yeah, lung abscess are well known. Lung cancer is not common. Amyloidosis. What is amyloidosis? What are the types of amyloidosis?
Sir, it's
What
a
are the types of amyloidosis?
amyloid.
Primary, secondary. Have you read?
Yes, sir. Pathology.
Is there
What type of
secondary
amyloidosis you get
amyloid
here?
is more common.
What type of amyloidosis you get in bronchiectasis? Primary amyloidosis or secondary
Secondary.
amyloidosis?
Secondary.
You read about amyloidosis then tomorrow. Then tomorrow's homework you have Kartnagar syndrome and amyloidosis. You have to read. There can be a lot of questions on that. What is empyema means? Define empyema. Empyema.
Sir, it's a collection of pus in the pleural space.
Serosal layers. It could be. Empyema means collection of pus in between the serosal layers.
Yes, sir.
That is called empyema. Lung cancer is unlikely. Okay. Which of the following is the most common cause of death in chronic extrinsic bronchiectasis?
Right-sided.
Hemoptysis, massive hemoptysis.
Hemoptysis.
Massive hemoptysis.
Death.
Right-sided heart failure.
It is not extensive. Yeah, extensive it is. Question is wrong. Huh? Chronic extensive bronchiectasis. Which of the following is the most common cause of death in chronic extensive bronchiectasis? The most of these patients will die because of right heart failure.
Yes, sir.
The most often the patient with a chronic extensive bronchiectasis, they develop car pulmonale. What is car pulmonale?
Sir, pulmonary hypertension with or without it, sir.
Pulmonary hypertension with or without RVH, secondary to lung disease. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Huh? What are the types? There are acute and chronic car pulmonale. What is
Chronic.
acute car pulmonale? What is acute car pulmonale? It is more often secondary to pulmonary thromboembolism. Massive pulmonary thromboembolism can cause acute right heart failure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very if
Yes,
it is
sir.
chronic, you call the COPD, extensive bronchitis will cause car pulmonale. That is chronic. It is RVH with or without RVH. PAH is there. Okay. There is no pulmonary venous hypertension here, but
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
apart from a parenchymal disease of the lung, see here it is a parenchymal disease of the lung causing chronic car pulmonale. Similarly, chronic pulmonary thromboembolism can also cause chronic pulmonale. Acute massive will cause acute. Chronic pulmonary thromboembolism can cause chronic car pulmonale. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Even lung diseases and pulmonary vascular diseases can cause car pulmonale. Okay. You understood the concept here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Imaging modalities for confirming the diagnosis of bronchiectasis is.
HRCT, sir.
Okay, there are two CTs here. One is high resolution CT, volumetric multi-detector CT, which is
HRCT.
HRCT
HRCT.
is the old answer. Maybe few years back you were correct, and today you have to answer this volumetric. Before that, this was there. When I was doing MBBS, this was there. When I finished my MD and all that, this was there. Now it is this. Okay, things have changed. So this is the correct
Okay.
answer. Volumetric multi-detector artery CT, you can get HRCT images also with that, because it will give a volumetric three-dimensional picture in that, so you can better detect. Even there is a chance that it may miss a small peripheral bronchitis. There can be confusion between mucus plugging. So many things are there. Those things can be differentiated with volumetric multi-detector CT. This is the correct answer these days. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All of the following are CT scan findings in a bronchiectasis patient except. Tell me, all of the following are CT scan findings in bronchiectasis except. Track.
Bronchial wall.
What?
Bronchial
Bronchial
tapering,
wall.
sir.
Bronchial tapering. Yeah. So now, why there is a dilatation of bronchi here?
Yes, sir.
There is a dilatation of bronchi, but tapering, which is a normal thing in lungs, that is will disappear. It's the
Yes.
bronchiectasis. What it means. Okay.
So what about thickening, sir? Wall thickening?
Yeah, also there will be thickening, because apart from when it dilates, there will be thickening of the walls of bronchi also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show the CT scan films I have. I've collected a few. Now this is the morphological types of bronchiectasis. Normally, see, again it is tapering here. It is wider, whereas it is less wider here. This is normal way. Now cylindrical, you can see it is almost maintaining the same size, and not tapering. This is varicose type of bronchiectasis. This is cystic type. Cystic type of bronchiectasis you can get. Now you can see the tracks here, two time tracks.
Yes, sir.
Nice, na? Time track. Okay. This is tram track, sign in seen in bronchiectasis. Classical, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what tram track. That means you have seen tram track means we can call Indian railway track, whatever you want.
Indian Railways, sir. Yes, sir.
We see. You are from Calcutta, man. You must have seen tram tracks. You've seen.
Yes, sir.
But we rest of the India there are no trams. So for us all railways, railway track.
Only in Kolkata, sir.
Huh?
Only in Kolkata, sir.
Yeah, there only we can. Rest of the India we don't see this. So we'll call it as railway track. Okay. Hmm? Hmm? So there is a lack of bronchial tapering. You can see almost it is same size, is not tapering. Same size is maintaining.
Yes, sir.
Lack of bronchial tapering is seen here in bronchiectasis. And tree and bud. You can see tree bud. This is the same thing you can see here. Is tree, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tree bud appearance. We've seen. Is one more sign of bronchiectasis. And bronchial wall thickening. You see the thickness of the bronchial wall, how thick they have become. Even in that tram track also it was obvious, but here you can see more. It is so thick. Bronchial wall. Okay. These are all the signs of bronchiectasis. CT scan. So 7.5 month-year-old child with a cough and mild stridor, was started on oral antibiotics. Child showed initial improvement but later developed wheeze. So this patient was a 7.5 month-year-old patient, and this child developed a cough. Okay, and mild stridor. They started on some treatment. There was the initial improvement. Later on, it developed wheeze, productive cough, and fever. The X-ray shows hyperinflation. PFT shows obstructive curve. Most probable diagnosis now. So this child had some infection. Antibiotic was given. It showed improvement. They again started deteriorating. What is it now? So it is a complication of infection. See this. There is some condition called as here. Bronchiectasis obliterans, post-viral syndrome, pulmonary alveolar lithosis, and follicular bronchitis. A condition known as bronchiolitis obliterans. Is well known with the classical finding. Here the patient will come with some injury, secondary to some infection or radiation, whatever it is. Due to this injury, the extensive plugging and granular tissue formation of the terminal bronchioles, and they get plugged and they get obstructed terminal. Due to this, there is a proximal part hyperinflates. So you get this hyperinflation, and there's a PFT will show obstructive curve. So initially there will be improvement. Later on there is deterioration. This is a body in some patients reacts very abnormally or excessively to the injury and causes this condition. It is obliterans. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is not only in child; it can happen in adult. Secondary to other injuries. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, that was 16 MCQs. So tomorrow, what all homework are given?
Carter-Nagar syndrome and
Yes,
the Carter-Nagar syndrome and
Carter-Nagar syndrome.
amyloid.
Yeah, you have to read Carter-Nagar syndrome and amyloidosis.
Amyloidosis.
Yeah, and come. Okay. Tomorrow, madam will be taking class.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You do one thing. You write about Carter-Nagar syndrome or something. Even you can, if you want, you can scan and upload in the class.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Upload there in the class. Okay. With this
Okay.
assignment only, this class assignment. Okay. Read about Carter-Nagar syndrome and what is it?
Amyloidosis.
Amyloid.
So you read and I will read it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.